is always a deity hallowed in their reverence at every occasion around the world. Halloween also has a few entities that represent the holiday, most of which are from the underworld. Who exactly are they? Halloween traditions, also known as the Festival of the Dead, were established by the ancient Celts. It was also a popular symbol of both the end and the beginning of an eternal cycle, which was cause for great celebration. The festival observed at this time was known as Samhain, and it was a special day when ghosts from the underworld could mingle with the living. Their priestly caste, the Druids, practiced the religion for a long time before being stigmatized by missionaries. People gathered to offer animal sacrifices, fruits, and vegetables. They also built bonfires in honor of the dead to help them on their way and keep them away from the living. All Hallows Day, also known as All Saints' Day, hallowed means sanctified or holy, carried on the ancient Celtic traditions. As a result of missionary conversion of many Celts, Samhain became associated with devil worship. Rather than attempting to completely eradicate native people's customs and beliefs, the Pope directed his missionaries to allow them to worship their gods in different forms. Another way to divert Samhain was to make November 1st the official All Saints' Day, honoring saints who do not have their own day. Later, November 2nd became known as All Souls' Day, a day when the living pray for the souls of all the dead. The popularity of Halloween gradually expanded to include some underworld characters from various cultures around the world. Morrigan, which means Great Queen in Celtic, is the deity who rules over both life and death. In Norse mythology, another image of the afterlife is that of Hel, which is ruled by the goddess Hel herself. Hel means hidden, which is appropriate for her domain. Anubis was the Egyptian god of the dead, tombs, and embalming. He was the son of Osiris and the goddess of death and mourning, Nephthys. In Italic and Roman mythology, Orcus was a god of the underworld and the punisher of broken oaths. Ahriman, the Persian god of death, is the adversarial bringer of death, disease, all ills, and all evil in the world. Ereshkigal was the goddess of Irkalla and ruler of the land of the dead among the ancient Sumerians. She oversaw the fates of the dead on their journey beyond the grave. The Mayans worshipped Apuk, the god of death, darkness, and disaster, who was frequently depicted as a skeleton or in a bloated state resembling the advanced stages of decomposition. Yama, the Hindu god of death, is the lord of Naraka, hell. His name was then adapted as the king of hell in Buddhist, Chinese, Tibetan, Korean, and Japanese, Yami, mythology. In Korea, the supreme king of the underworld, Daebyul, was the unfortunate twin who lost a bet between ruling the mortals and ruling the underworld. Kamatayan is the most popular entity in the Philippines that represents impending death. Kamatayan can rip a person's soul from his body with his scythe. Ninsusanak was the judge of the dead and the god of oaths. Susanak was his Assyrian and other Akkadian-speaking name. Barrister is the ruler of the underworld in Ossetian mythology who assigns arriving dead souls to either paradise or his own realm. While Hades is the lord of the underworld in Greek mythology, Thanatos, meaning death, is the one who transports dying and dead souls to the underworld. In religion, those who favor life frequently overlook the gods of death, who are necessary for maintaining the world's balance. As depicted in various mythologies around the world, the deities of death play a few specific roles. Some deities gather the dead and transport them to the underworld. Some deities have control over the dead. The underworld is ruled by some deities. Some underworld rulers are also gods of great treasures. Some cause people to die or become ill. Some gods appear to warn of impending death. Some deities visit the living for a variety of reasons. When certain deities are worshipped, they postpone death. To make Halloween less frightening for children, artifacts and symbols associated with Halloween evolved over time. The modern imagery of Halloween comes from a variety of sources, and it quickly evolved into media-wide entertainment. Following the success of the cult classics Frankenstein, 1931, and The Mummy, 1933, horror films for various audiences became popular, 1932. The skull, a Christian reference to Golgotha, serves as a reminder of death and the transitory quality of human life, and has become popular in Halloween decorations. Trick-or-treating quickly became the most popular Halloween activity. If no treat is given, the word trick implies a threat to cause mischief on the homeowners or their property.